Okay, we're back on the air here, Liquid Lunch, and we've got Denis Bricnet and Francoise Soria from New Acropolis, and great to have you guys on as always. And we're talking about we're talking about the Mayan calendar, right, Denis?
Well, I guess so, but not only Maya calendar.
Okay, not only
myths and wisdom,
yeah,
the original, the ongoing destiny of the human being.
That's it. Huh?
That's quite poignant and prophetic.
It's
But you know why?
personal
You know,
story.
And it's my personal
yeah.
story.
But you know why we are
The
doing
human
that?
journey.
You know why we are doing that? It's because of the exhibition. The exhibit, Maya exhibit in Toronto. It's
Really?
Where is that?
very beautiful.
At the
very
ROM?
beautiful.
Is that at the ROM?
So right now.
Okay. Well, it's timely because it's 2012, right? This is the
Yeah,
year the
yeah,
Mayan
yeah,
calendar
yeah.
supposedly.
Yes, we need to do it very quick because then it will be too late.
That's
no?
what- that's what I heard,
Well, yeah,
Denis.
but wait a minute. I believe that this is really 2012 is just the end of 26,000 year age, and we're entering into the age of Aquarius. So we're finished whatever this age was. We went through the Ice Age and everything else, and the age of Pisces. So we're getting into the age of Aquarius, n'est-ce pas?
Who knows?
It's not that kind of lecture, Stella.
We have various versions of it, so we don't know because it's astrology. When it begins, we don't
That's
know.
what I thought.
Denis, so I mean, you've obviously, as you're giving the lecture here, you're with the New Acropolis Society.
Yes.
You did a lot of research, I suspect, to put this together. What can you tell us about the Mayan calendar and the ongoing destiny of the human being?
What? Such a topic.
I know.
Huh?
We got at least 15 minutes.
So can you cover it?
Yeah, I think so. At least a few ideas. Yeah, I think that the first thing we have to do is the calendar. The Maya calendar is the result of a long Maya history, and there are four eras, 4 ages, and the fourth one is particularly the Maya one, the Maya age. So the fourth one with the hero. We have here a book. It's a Popol Vuh. I don't know if you know that.
Well, I've heard the story
Yeah, it's
of, of the Popol
It's a
Vuh.
Popol Vuh, and it's a key book. It's a Maya key book.
Oh, really?
It's very important to understand the Maya civilization, their spirituality, their culture, their history. So in this book we have the history of the Mayas, but also the soul of the Maya. So what we know from them is the 3 first ages ended by a cataclysm.
Or catastrophic.
Catastrophe, something. But the fourth not, because during the fourth age, the calendar has been invented, and the Maya calendar has a very specific particularity. It's like a wheel that's always turning, but without a reference, like a date. So it never ended. It never ends. It always pursue its own movement.
So it's perpetual.
Exactly. So when we say doomsday, the end of the world, it was for the 3 first ages, not the fourth.
So
it's something else with the fourth.
The Mayans believe that we've been through 3 ages and we're
4.
entering into the 4th.
Yeah, exactly. With a hero, which is Oona, it's his name, Oona. It's the same hero than what's his name? Prometheus. In Greece, Prometheus. So it's a hero, it's a god man who brought to humankind the fire. And that fire is consciousness, is the power of self-consciousness. So he took the fire of heavens and he brought it to the humankind. And this is the beginning of the 4th age, the start of self-consciousness, and also the awareness of the linkage between humankind and the gods. So it's something very spiritual.
So are we in the 4th age yet, Denis?
Normally, yes. But
Yes.
it seems that we are a bit late.
But
So wait,
yes,
but-
because of the
Self-consciousness is not
industrial
very
age.
developed.
So
Right?
right now, because this is the year, they say, the 2012 is where the Mayan calendar, whatever, changes, ends, whatever. But is this the change from one Mayan age to another? Are we moving from the third age to the fourth age?
So we are already in the
the
fourth
fourth
age.
age.
Okay.
So it's within the fourth age. It's a new change. Normally, it's for them a new change, and that change is directly related to Hunahpu or the Popol Vuh. This is why during our lecture we are going to speak of the Popol Vuh.
And
because
when
it's
is
the
your
key.
lecture?
When or
When? What
when?
what
It's,
day?
it's
This
on
Thursday.
Thursday. Not Thursday. This Thursday.
This Thursday?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Where are
Yeah.
you? Where
Well-
will you be doing it?
Well, we're gonna give all that out. It's
Okay.
on Spadina Avenue. But so if we're in the fourth age now, when
Yep.
did that start? When did that fourth age start?
10,000 years ago.
Well, also there is several ways of calculation of
Calculation.
calculation of
Calculating.
calculating the dates, because for the Maya, the universe is not like a pancake. It's not something that is flat.
Flow.
There are many levels. There are many planes. So we are living, experiencing our life for them, according to them, with the world of the five senses. And that's right, because the way we are relating to the world, to the others, is through our five senses. We have five senses. But in Maya spirituality, that's not the whole thing. Normally, we should have seven senses. So two are lacking. So the period in the fourth age, the change for them, the change is to enter a new age where normally it should be possible to develop the fifth sense, the sixth sense and the seventh sense, being the fifth sense being self-consciousness, what is precisely lacking nowadays. So this is why we are truly in a period that is quite dramatic, because we are late.
So we're developing a new sense.
And not developing if we put the energy in it. It's not automatic.
No.
So this mythical character,
Hunahpu, exactly.
Okay. Now he's like Prometheus. He's bringing the fire of
Exactly,
consciousness
exactly.
down
To humanity.
to humanity. Now, has he already existed, or is he yet to come,
He's coming
or where
back.
does he exist?
No?
Where is he chronologically in the Mayan mythology today? Has
Well-
he already been, or do we expect him?
Well, for that we have to say that for the Mayas, the universe, as I said, multi-level, multi-planes, and also the production of a sevenfold creative forces. So when you look at the gods, the Mayan gods, we see that there are many names such as God 7 or God 5.
They numbered
Or
them?
God,
with that-
13. So there is
18
a
rather.
relation between the God and a number, like 5, 7, 13, 9, etc. But it's always unity and particularities, aspects of it.
Let me
So,
ask you
yeah.
something. I just wanted to find out. Hunahpu is the fire god, and he's really the god of consciousness and to raise consciousness. So what number would he be?
Hunahpu is related to the number 7 because it's directly related to the sevenfold forces, according to the Maya, that brought the universe
Together.
in motion, in existence. It's
And-
very
and-
interesting because it's not just Maya. We find that in all the spiritual traditions worldwide. For instance, in India, the Manasaputras, who are also these developed, more developed than human being consciousness, that at a certain point came in this world
Are
to
they-
bring something else to the humankind.
Were the Indian ones what we get from the deities and the sacred, books and everything else? The
Exactly.
deities, is that what it is?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It's very interesting. It's not
It is.
just India. It's also Egyptian. It's also
Oh,
Celtic.
yeah, many civilizations.
It belongs to our spiritual heritage. This is why it's so interesting.
And
See?
why do you think we're a little late with our consciousness awakening?
But I think because we are already free. We already have freedom. We are looking for freedom, but we have already freedom. But we are not using it. So this is the
we
free will.
deny our freedom.
Free will.
Free will,
Libre
yes.
arbitre, free
yes.
will. So
yes.
it's up to us. So we already know all the values. So we know what are the values for a better and new world. We already know that, but we are not using them. So why? We have the freedom, already the freedom to use our values, but we are not. So we are late. Because when we have the power to do things, if we are not doing it, so obviously we are getting late. So
okay, when did we get these powers?
When?
Denis, yeah.
Or
the power of the free will, the freedom that you're saying that we already have.
I would say
Hugh wants his magical powers. He
Yeah.
wants to be a superhero.
That's true, Stella. Who wouldn't?
no,
I know.
you know precisely in this book, the Popol Vuh, we have three main histories. But for the lecture, we are going to speak of the two first histories. The first one is what is the Mayan spirituality, culture, the way of thinking, their religion, their religious ideas, etc. It's in this book, but also we have something else. What are the origins of self-consciousness for the human being? And it's through Hunahpu. But this is mythology. So it's a very esoteric. So it's esotericism. It's a Mayan esotericism.
It's esoteric.
Yeah. Meaning what? Meaning we are going to look at this Maya spiritual heritage, but the reverse way, because nowadays what are we doing? We are looking at pieces, such as in the exhibit, beautiful pieces, but we don't understand them. There's a little text. Why? Because we are first looking the pieces, material pieces, and then we try to understand them. But when we do that, we are trying to understand another culture using our own cultural vision, sensitivity,
and our own perception,
exactly.
and our own.
So we have to do the reverse process. Start with mythology. We have to understand the Mayan mythology, and when we understand that mythology, then we'll be able to understand the culture. So then we'll be able to understand their history, and at the final, we'll be able to look at the pieces and to receive the
and
message.
to put them together.
Exactly.
Instead of it being puzzles, pieces,
Exactly.
we have the complete picture.
And to receive their teachings, because this is human being.
Okay, but I have a question. The Mayans were also known for horrible, brutal human sacrifices. True or not?
Precisely. I would say yes.
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 Is
They
that
are no
our German
and
knife?
yes. No and yes. Because what is very interesting, again, in the Popol Vuh, there is their history. And they say that during the third age, yes, there were sacrifices during the third age. But for them, the Maya, this was prehistoric times. It wasn't prehistoric time. For them, history hadn't started at that moment. Because for them, history started at the fourth age, when precisely Hunahpu brought to the humankind that higher consciousness, meaning self-consciousness, and above all, the awareness that we are related to gods. We are related to higher powers. And for that, the changes for the fourth age is to stop the sacrifices, human sacrifices, and to start other kind of sacrifices.
You know, that sounds like a parallel to what happened in the Western culture as well. Like, of course, the Old Testament, there was sacrifice, and there was an eye for an eye, you know, and then that evolved beyond.
You're right, totally right. We find that in all the humankind traditions worldwide. And it's logical, because let's take the scientific perspective of our origins, our human being. So we're supposed to come from animals. And then gradually we evolve. So who taught us? From where we manage to have a higher consciousness? We needed teachers somehow. But the fact is, we started, since our origins is animal, so we started gradually. And if we take animals, they are going to change their behavior and to become philosophers. They are going first to fight. They are going to keep on their behavior. So gradually we have to change that. We needed teachers, wise person, to say, okay, why are you sacrificing? Oh, because it's good, because for the natural forces, etc. But why are you doing that? They can't understand. So we have to change gradually and to pass from maybe human sacrifices to animal sacrifices, and then to symbolic sacrifices, because the object of sacrifices is ourselves. We have to change.
Do you think? Hold that thought.
Go for it, Stella.
Do you think that really the age we've been in, and especially since the industrial age and the technological age, which I think we're in, has set us back so that there's been enough human sacrifice with all the wars, all the bloodshed, all the slaughter, all the genocide. That in itself, to me, has been enough human sacrifice. What do you say?
Of course.
Do you think
But
I'm on the right
I think
track?
that's not enough to say it, because
Where
good
do we go from
intention,
here?
good thought are not enough. We need truly to do something for this world to change.
Okay,
So the ideas are not.
But how are we going to do it, Denis?
how?
Because, people are trying, but, we're one person among 7 billion. What can they do?
But you are doing it somehow. For instance, the last show we attended here, it was very interesting. So if people are listening to that, with all these stories about music, all these stories that involve human being, their behavior, bad behavior, but there are bad behavior, but also good behavior. We have good people. So when we are faire des témoignages, when we are testifying these stories, that's good. We need to awaken people. It's going to take time.
And we are witnessing all of this too. So we have also become witnesses and give testimony later. What I also think, and you can correct me because you've done all this research, is do you think that the people who have been controlling us, the Illuminati and the so-called illuminated ones, the 13 families that control
Good movies.
the World Bank. Not
They're
yet.
in those families.
Comment c'était Angels and
Demons.
Demons and Angels, a very good movie.
Yeah, angels and demons.
Yeah,
It's
Angels
not
and Demons.
demons.
Okay.
But anyhow, do you think that we are going to get away from because they're trying their damnedest to slow it down and to make us actually enslave us more rather than give us freedom, because they want to take away our ability to believe that we really are free. And I believe we are.
Yeah.
I'm at
Yeah, I prefer to use a more philosophical approach of it, using Plato and
Plato?
And the myth of the cave.
Oh, Plato. I
Plato.
thought you meant Play-Doh.
No, Plato. Plato, sorry for that. So
I know what
Plato
you
and the
meant,
myth of the
Denis.
cave, of the allegory of the cave, because I'm a bit afraid of using this kind of secret organization that are controlling
Secret
the world.
societies?
Yeah, maybe yes. But I think that we have also to look much closer to ourselves, because there are many behaviors that are everyday, quotidien, everyday behavior that also are
That hurt other people.
Exactly. So
Right. Okay, Denis and Francoise. So the lecture is or seminar is this Thursday at 7:30 at the Center for Social Innovation, 215 Spadina Avenue. What can people like Francoise tell? Who should be interested in coming, and what do you think they can take away from this
A goodie
seminar.
bag.
Well, it's. What did you say?
Don't worry about what she said. We're going to take it out in editing, Francoise.
Certainly inspiration that comes from getting a deeper understanding about the human being, the human destiny, because it's going to be, what can we learn from this timeless wisdom? And, when we feel that we belong to humanity, when we feel that we don't come from nowhere, there's a rich heritage we can learn from. We feel, like ancients used to say, like dwarfs on the shoulders of giants, because we get some perspective. And so we have insights about the fact that we are going somewhere as a human being. So definitely, I would say we get insight, inspiration, and for some people, it's going to be a desire to learn more and to become philosophers, that's to say practitioners of love of wisdom.
And I love that. There's a school of thought that believes that we were actually giants a long time ago. We were gods. What do you think?
Maybe there is a flame in us that needs to be activated.
Yes. And why do you think that it was paralyzed? Why do you think not everyone is activated yet? I know I have already been.
Because I think there's lots of laziness in us.
Now, there is
and selfishness and lots of forces that pull us back. And that's precisely what makes life interesting, is this adventure.
But some scientists believe that it's our pituitary gland has been paralyzed because of the polio vaccine.
Okay, well, let's save that for another show. Stella?
Interesting topic for another show.
Okay,
it's a matter of glands.
No, really, because it was supposed to
you're
kick
right.
Okay, we'll talk about that off the air, okay? So Denis.
That's your pineal gland. Pituitary is back here.
All right. Well, Denis, so this is I mean, it's going to be a fascinating lecture, and I think it's an interesting, optimistic take that it's this bringing of the flame of consciousness that means that we can actually get through this end of the age rather than just see it come to an end. And maybe it is that consciousness that gives us the ability to somehow have an influence on the universe around us.
Exactly.
Okay, great. Well, thanks for coming in today. Now, how can people get more information, Francoise, about coming to the event this Thursday?
Well, the best is to go to our website, which is newacropolis.ca, N-E-W Acropolis, A-C-R-O-P-O-L-I-S.ca. And there's going to be, all the information about the seminar.
Okay. Well, if it's anything
I'd love
like
to go.
Well, you should, because every time I've gone to one of your events, it's been a fantastic.
And 215 Spadina is
a fantastic time.
Yeah, well, we'll love to see you.
Okay,
Definitely.
great. All right, guys. Well, thanks for coming in. Denis Bricnet and Francoise Soria from New Acropolis. We're going to come back in a couple of minutes with Randy Goodman and Navtaj Shandolk. Hope I'm saying that correctly. And Liquid Lunch continues here on Tuesday. We'll be right back.